Alfaro and Morán, the ones who documented what no one else could see. Volume I ends with a footnote on the chronology. This record is incomplete. The breach generates new events with every incursion. Volumes 2 and 3 are those new events. I won't be doing spoilers, but I can talk about who Gabriel Alfaro and Julián Morán are, the two investigators carrying the rest of the series, without revealing what happens to them. Because in both cases, what happens to them was already there in who they were before the story began. Gabriel Alfaro shows up in the chronology before the reader knows who he is. The first entry under his name is from 1986. Alfaro, just a few years old, localized dream disturbances, subject unidentified. The last active entry for Alfaro is from 2019, last active record. Investigator no longer in active service. Between those two dates, there are almost 40 years of field work. 5 cases documented in Volume 2. 5 stories written by him. 4 essays. 1 piece of verse. All of it found in a box he left behind before leaving Mar del Plata. What Alfaro documented for 40 years with absolute precision was the outside. The cases, the anomalies, the patterns. What he almost never documented was what was happening inside him. The notebooks no one was supposed to read are the only ones where he appears. There's something in that I recognize from the tradition of the writer who hides behind the material. I think of Sebald's The Rings of Saturn, that move of accumulating other people's history so as not to have to tell your own. Of Bolaño's The Savage Detectives, where searching for someone else is always also a way of searching for yourself. Of Pessoa's heteronyms, writing from a voice that isn't yours as the only way to say what is. Julián Morán is the archivist, the one who compiled Bagabot's papers and Alfaro's notebooks, the narrator of Volume 1. Volume 3 is his archive. What I can say without spoilers is this. There's a difference between the Morán who documents other people's cases and the Morán who discovers he's spent years documenting his own. That difference is the core of the 3rd volume. The clinic where part of the story takes place isn't a horror setting. It's the territory where a man learns to apply the same rigor to himself that he spent years applying to other people's cases. What isn't written down didn't happen, and what didn't happen can't be defended. Morán repeats it like an operational protocol for 2 volumes. In the 3rd, he understands it was always about him. All 3 volumes are now available. The full universe begins with what already exists and keeps expanding. I'm Damian Furfuro. Thanks for listening.